Hi, this is Brian Rogal, and we're at the 2012 Midwest Energy Solutions Conference, sponsored by MEEA. And I'm here with Emmett Romine from DTE Energy, which is a utility in Michigan. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask you, because you're from Michigan, and that's a state which has been probably hit hardest by the economic downturn. And I wanted to know, has this had any impact on your being able to get energy efficiency programs up and running?
Well, it was a consideration. We were very nervous in the beginning because we weren't sure how customers would react. So we were prepared to, kind of pull a lot of levers depending on what happened. The good news is that a lot of customers kind of came out of the woodworks in the very beginning and helped us get through that first year. The other good news was that we had to get to a ramp rate in that first year such that the second year was kind of a steady state at that point. So ultimately customers came through, they adopted programs, and we had great partners, a great team that we put together, and we were very successful in the ramp up.
Well, weren't people, didn't they complain to you about possible surcharges, or how is this going to affect their electric bills?
Yeah, there was a little bit of banter around that, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. What we were trying to focus on was a positive message and the things that they could save and the benefit of the program, and not necessarily accentuate the message of surcharge and those kinds of things. Everything had to have it on the bills. On their bills they had, this is your surcharge. However, we also put on the bill, this is what we expect the average customer to save, so we'd see the benefit right next to the charge.
So is it possible that having EE programs this past couple of years, has it helped you with your customer base? Maybe brought a little more satisfaction to them?
It's inconclusive from that point of view. We know that people that participate in programs definitely like DTE Energy more. It bumps up their satisfaction 8 to 10 points. But we haven't penetrated enough of the customer base to really see a broad impact, and the awareness is still kind of ramping up. It takes a number of years for a customer to realize that the company's changed strategies, directions, for them to believe it. And if we continue to ramp programs up and continue to deliver programs, they're eventually going to expect them, and it's going to become part of the expectation, and we expect satisfaction to get buoyed at that point in time.
Well, since you're from Michigan, you probably also have a lot of large customers, industrial customers. I mean, I think they would be especially sensitive to these types of programs because they're competing against low-cost foreign labor. I mean, what reaction did you get from them when you tried to put forward energy efficiency programs?
A mixed reaction. It's kind of like two camps, and some of them who've been very focused on energy efficiency over the years as a competitive advantage feel like that they can't, they've already done everything they need to do. The good news on the electric side, those kinds of customers can opt out. So if they've done projects and they have projects in the pipeline and can continue to produce energy efficiency, we let them go and do it on their own. And so that's helped some of that issue. But we've also had a lot of participation by large customers, especially on the gas side, believe it or not. It's been a bit surprising, but there's been quite a few people participate, or larger companies with larger gas consumption participate and do very, very large projects.
All right. And since it's on everyone's mind, did the federal stimulus program, did it help at all in getting you, through those first couple of years at all?
Kind of I have a mixed reaction to that one, and in some sense it was helpful, almost too much. Our HVAC program, went through the roof. We went through, went over 2009 budget and ended up going into January. Within the first month, we consumed the entire budget for the year, and that was because the incentives in combination were very large. On the other hand, in the low income space, it actually kind of did the exact opposite. A lot of the community action agencies were getting funds, and they chose to, and the ARA funds had a lot of timeline associated with them, and it actually kind of crowded us out a little bit, so it caused us to scramble. So in one sense it was a very big adder, in another sense it crowded us out a little bit.
Okay, and do you think it's going to have any effect in the future? Programs and policies that were enacted during it. Is this going to, like I say, is it going to have an effect beyond after the money is spent?
Yeah, it does in a sense, because in ramping it up, it created some skill base. that they'll naturally start focusing on the utility programs now, whereas they were focused on ARA funds before. So there's a lot of trained individuals out on the street, trade allies, that did work in the ARA funds that we'll be able to pick up through incentives in our program. So to a certain degree, that it kind of pushed through the learning curve a little bit. Otherwise, we're not anticipating a whole lot of effect beyond that.
Okay, and that'll wrap it up. I'm Brian Rogal, and we've been speaking with Emmett Romine from DTE Energy.